Okay, Snow Cherries from France took a long time to write. Yes, about 7 years maybe. I finally finished it this summer. And it's not that it was just finished as far as a song goes, but I couldn't seem to find the point of view to sing it. I went back and forth depending on if I were mad at my husband or not. I mean, it kept changing. But then finally I found a place with it that I began to understand what it was saying to me. And in the recording I changed some of the quotes that he had said originally. No, she says. And because of that, it all began to make sense. So her position in it changed from when I started to write it. And she's a little more involved. She's a little more up to shenanigans than I thought she originally was, and that's why it worked. Well, the reason that I chose the songs that I've chosen is because they cover many different events in this woman's life. And the important thing is that this woman is allowed to tell a story now. We have to remember that in many cultures and for a long time, women couldn't tell their stories, especially in the Christian faith, where we don't even have Mary Magdalene's books. They say that there are writings. Of course, they weren't included. We don't know her point of view. I would have loved to know it. So I really feel like there's something that I needed to stay true to. You can't get away from who you are, even though you might want to try. Your legacy is your legacy. This woman's upbringing, Tori Amos, that's who she is. And I tried to produce a work that was almost an autobiography, a sonic one, without trying to make everything okay. Because some things, some things weren't okay. But you hear how she copes with it. You see the picture she paints to get herself to the other side. I think to be a part of music is something that chooses us, and it is truly an elixir. I've never experienced anything in my life like music, because it doesn't make demands in a way that a relationship does. I do feel like it's boundless and endless. And when I've read that there's tone out in the galaxy, I was reading somewhere the other day that there was a place that had a B flat. That was its tone, one of my favorite keys. And I just was thinking to myself, the idea, the sounds that the universe makes, creates. And we are a part of that. When we want to give up and have a hard day, or we feel like we don't fit here on the planet, we have this opportunity to be part of creativity. And that is just, that's why we're here. For whatever reason, this group of songs wanted to be together. Some songs people will say, how could you not have included this and that? And then you say, well, I do have 3-string, 4-string songs on the record. And for instance, we included Pretty Good Year on the DVD because, for that moment in time, when I was playing it that day, it was the last show, it was sound check. I only played it 2 other times on the whole tour. I mean, I'm talking like 150 shows. And for, again, that moment in time, Pretty Good Year was our way of saying goodbye to each other. The musicians, people that have lived our lives together for many months. And in a year that's been filled with war, and we've had friends die this year. And a boy came up to me, and he was told he had terminal cancer, and he said, will you play Pretty Good Year for me? And in that moment, she came. Her multi, when it came, was not in good shape, so she was not going to make the record. But in the final hour, Pretty Good Year made the DVD. So those are the decisions that got made.